Hey guys, I'm Shannon, and today I wanted to talk about the violin, and I'm hoping to make an introductory video of just how the violin works and just the basics of it, and maybe in the future, if people like these videos, I can start progress and start teaching you how to play the violin. So I've been playing the violin for, oh, I don't know, on and off since I was 6 years old. So I definitely don't have any formal training in terms of I never became a professional and I never took violin major classes in the university. But I had been taking private lessons and played in the youth symphony for many, many years growing up. And now I just play leisurely for fun. Anyway, that's the extent of my background, but let's dive into the violin. So right here, I have a full-size violin. I've had this probably since I was about 14 years old, and it's kept up in pretty good shape. You can see the back. One of the things that was a good point about this violin instrument in particular is that it does have a whole piece wood. A lot of the violins, they have a two pieces put together, but this was made out of a single piece of wood to deliver the sound. I do believe that my violin is a little bit pitchy compared to some of the other deep violin, resonating sounds. So I don't know if I really prefer this or not, but it's just one that I've had for many, many years. And so I've stuck with it. Anyway, the basic of the violin is that, you hold it with your left hand and it rests on your shoulder. I do have a shoulder pad here, which is attached, and you can adjust this to the length of your neck, whatever is comfortable. The idea is that when I am holding it like so, I can essentially be hands-free, right? The violin is like this. So this gives me leverage when it's between my shoulder and my chin that I could just move the hand back and forth without having to physically hold it with my left arm, which is quite helpful. The sound comes through the F holes right here, and you'll definitely, I do believe violin are actually very, very loud when you don't use the mute, which is right here. I have a rubber mute that you can just, clip on and off right here. It looks like something like this, but when you put it on, it mutes, it stops the vibration. This is called the bridge. Stops the vibration from the strings going into the soundboard. So it does make a huge difference, especially if you're playing or practicing in a quieter spot. To tune the violin, you have the pegs up here, and each of them are attached to the strings. So when you are tuning it, because it's such a small movement, you only want to do it a little bit. And I'm not actually very good at tuning my violin because I'm always so afraid of breaking the strings. But especially the E string, which is, little movements, it breaks very easily. So you have this little thing right here where actually you can tighten or loosen to change the minor intonation, which is very, very helpful. I think if I didn't have that, I could easily break the string. And I know I've seen a lot of people, they do where they have these things on each of the strings, which is not that common. I think it's more common for beginners, but I don't have that on my violin. So let's I wanted to introduce you what the strings are on the violin. So we have, it goes from a thickness, the thickest is to the left, and then it gets progressively thinner, which also means that the sound gets higher in pitch as you go to the right. So we have the G string, which is the thickest of them. And then you have the D string next to it. Then you have the A string right here, and then the E string. So definitely, you know, it has a wide range of sound. And next I wanted to talk about the violin bow, actually, which is what you use to play on the strings itself. Now, the violin bow, it is definitely a technical thing. I mean, like playing the violin is very technical, where you have to be able to like move your fingers, and some of the notes are so close together that you're trying to like squeeze out your fingers together. Anyway, with any instrument, with any string instrument, intonation is the huge battle and struggle for most of us. But the violin bow itself, you know, you have, I'm just trying to get it all in the picture here. So you hold it like so, where, I don't know, you put your thumb here, right, at the base. I usually put it like right, there's a little indent right here, so I just rest it in the middle there. Then I have my top index finger resting, and then I have the middle and the fourth finger on top of this area where it connects, and then the pinky rests on top here. So the pinky is really there to kind of hook your bow up. And you definitely want to rest it on top because you do definitely use this muscle quite a bit. However, the index finger also, when you are playing the violin, it's used to push down quite a bit to give it a force. And it doesn't, you know, like this is what it sounds like without any pressure from my fingers. And this is what it would sound like if I was pressing down. You can see the bow being pressed down with my index finger specifically, so it would sound like this. And the harder you push down, obviously, you know, there's friction, and you can feel it, right? So you want to get it to a point generally in violin sound where there is some resistance, but not enough that it's making this kunk sound, right? So a good sound, you know, if you're playing the G string, is something like this. You can see my there's some just slight pressure. And you definitely want to lift your elbow, your right elbow, where it is, especially when you're playing the G string, right? Okay, well, I think that is it, what I'm going to do for introductory video for the violin. I will do more in-depth videos on sound and intonation in the future, and I hope you guys can enjoy this. And you know, violin playing is something, it's very light and something you can bring with you to any parts of the world. So it's great for traveling if you want to have some musical instrument with you. And it's just a fun instrument all around. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.